Let's talk a bit about history, the history of the Lego book. This is the Lego book. We all know that we've done a few pages already and we're going to do many more pages. But what exactly inspired the start of the Lego book? What is the origin of the Lego book? In other words, among these over 100 items, which one could be the very first sentence pattern? The answer is item 13, which we are looking at today. It be adjective to infinitive. It be adjective for subject to infinitive. Example: it's important for hikers to bring plenty of water. It's important for hikers to bring plenty of water. Well, boys and girls, this is amazing. This is English. This is not Chinese, because in Chinese we would say hikers bringing plenty of water is important. Do you agree? And I realized this when I was like a Form 2 or Form 3 student, a young teenager. And then I thought, oh, this is English. This is not Chinese. They have different sentence patterns. They have different mindsets. They have different systems of thought. So if I want to do better in English, I needed to pay attention to this kind of sentence pattern, and I want to use them more in my English compositions, in my English examinations, to show the marker I am writing in English, I am thinking in English, and then I would get higher marks. So yes, this is the very first sentence pattern that sparked my interest in studying English sentence patterns. Today we are looking at adjective patterns, quite a special name, and as you can guess, all these patterns of today will have an adjective. That is the keyword, adjective patterns. Let's go. Item 13, it be adjective to infinitive. It be adjective for subject to infinitive. It's important for hikers to bring plenty of water. It's nice to be here. It was unusual for her to be out so late. Would it be easy for you to phone me tomorrow? Sometimes you can skip the full subject part. For example, it's important to bring plenty of water. That would simply mean it's important for anyone, for everyone to bring plenty of water. So the meaning is slightly different. If you want to specify for hikers, we are talking about a hiking trip, then go ahead. But the grammar is fine with or without for and the subject. It's nice to be here. It's nice for me to be here. It's nice for her to be here. It's nice for us to be here. You can add something if that's what you want to express. It was unusual to be out so late. But this one, I don't think you can skip it. That it was unusual to be out so late. It doesn't make sense. I would need for and the subject. Would it be easy for you to phone me tomorrow? Would it be easy to phone me tomorrow? Yes, I'm talking to you, so I think it's clear enough, it's understood I'm talking about you. Okay, so again, it all depends on the context, the situation of conversation. Next we have 14. It be adjective of subject to infinitive. Hey, what's the difference? They look so similar, don't they? What's the difference? Yes, the little preposition for has now been changed to of. So it is so kind of you to walk me home. That means you are kind as you are walking me home. You are kind. The adjective goes to you. Okay, and here 13, the adjective goes to the whole thing, the whole situation. Okay, hikers bringing plenty of water is important. Bringing plenty of water is important. But don't tell me hikers are important. I repeat, don't tell me hikers are important. Here, the adjective goes to the person. And this adjective is always some kind of personality adjectives. And this subject is always a person or a living organism, some creature that will show personality, character, or some moral behavior. Okay, so we are commenting, judging, evaluating the person's subjects. Okay, you are kind. It's so kind of you. It is very considerate of you to let us know the truth. In other words, you let us know the truth, so you are very considerate. It was stupid of him to leave the door unlocked. In other words, he left the door unlocked and he was stupid. It's so rude of you. You are so rude. And look at D. This is another special point about this pattern 14. You can simply stop there. It's so kind of you, full stop, without the to infinitive part. It is so kind of you, full stop. You are so kind. It is very considerate of you, full stop. You are very considerate. It was stupid of him, full stop. He was stupid. Yes, you can say that. That's fine. But 13, you don't do it like, it's important for hikers, full stop. What is it? What is it? It's not clear. It's not complete. It was unusual for her, full stop. Again, what is it? What is unusual? What is unusual for her? Again, I wonder. Would it be easy for you? Question mark. What? What is it? What do you want? So, again, it's not complete. This is another significant difference between item 13 and 14. You can skip the to infinitive part for 14. Next, we have subject be adjective to infinitive. Examples. Salad is easy to make. You can always translate item 15 back to item 13 and then you will get something like, it is easy to make salad. In my opinion, 13 is more basic, but 15 is slightly more advanced. So if you have problems learning 13, maybe you should spend more time here first before trying to master item 15. Okay. Another tricky point of item 15 is you don't say salad is easy to be made. Well, some good hardworking students actually, they will say to be made. Because they are good students, they know the passive voice and they know salad doesn't make itself, but salad should be made. So they're using the passive voice, but this is a mistake, okay? Because as I said, you simply translate it back, rearranging the sentence, and the order is like this. It is easy to make salad. You put salad to the back and then you add it. Then you get sentence pattern 13. And that's why we say to make instead of it is easy to be made salad. That wouldn't make sense, okay? Is perfection impossible to achieve? Translation. Is it impossible to achieve perfection? Again, you change the order of the subject, you put it to the back, and then you add the dummy subject it. You have item 13 translation. Is it impossible to achieve perfection? Rosie is easy to fall in love with. What does that mean? What kind of person do you think Rosie is? She is a super what? Could you fill in the blank for me? We'll come back to the answer later. And now I want you to look at CF. That means compare. Compare item 15 with this one. We can use be adjective to infinitive plus object to describe reactions and feelings. For example, I'm pleased to see you. I'm pleased to see you. Here you have the object. Here you don't have the object. You can see salad is too easy to make, full stop. To make, full stop, no object. Impossible to achieve, question mark, no object. Fall in love with, a phrase, full stop, no object. So this is totally different from this one. I'm pleased to see you. I saw you, so I'm pleased. This is my reaction, my feeling. But here, we're not looking at reactions or feelings. We're looking at the whole thing As I said, you can translate it back into item 13, and we are commenting on the whole situation, not anyone's feelings. I was shocked to see how ill he was. I was shocked to see something. Object. This is the object. How ill he was. So never confuse this pattern with this one. With an object, the whole pattern is different. Okay, so now coming back to item C, we have the answer. Rosie is easy to fall in love with. Again, we can translate it back to item 13. It is easy to fall in love with Rosie. Okay, you put the subject to the back and then you add it. This is item 13. So now what does this phrase mean? Fall in love with. It means to deeply love. Boys and girls, don't be fooled by the preposition with. With usually suggests being together, some mutual sharing. I'll share my breakfast with you, for example. I will play basketball with you together. I am jumping into the river with you. Yes, I blame it on the phrase in Chinese 墮入愛河. That sounds like fall in love with, but sorry, no. It simply means deeply love. It is a one-way ticket, a one-direction relationship. Okay, one way. So, in other words, it is easy for people, for us, for boys, for men perhaps, to fall in love with Rosie. So what kind of a person is Rosie? Rosie is super attractive. Rosie is magnetic. Rosie is a super charmer. You can say that. She is a super charmer. Okay, complete this sentence, fill in the blank. Okay. So this is what it means. This is the only meaning. And many people, when they see this, they would think Rosie is a very casual woman. Rosie is very open about relationships. She has a lot of boyfriends. She loves others very easily. She is an easy girl. Well, I'm afraid it's the opposite. It is the opposite. You guys love her and you are fantasizing she loves you. This is sick. This is pathetic. Item 16. It be adjective that SVO. It is certain that he will get well in a day or two. It was great that my parents both managed to come to the ceremony. To be honest, it's unlikely that we will win this time. So it's true that she doesn't like us, but who cares? Well, this is a common pattern again, and the function is quite similar to item 13. We are commenting on the situation, but this time we are using a that clause with a SVO without to infinitive. Okay, and this is the tricky part, boys and girls. These 2 pages can be really tricky for me, for you, for anyone, because as I said, the function is very much the same as item 13. But then, when should we use 13? When should we use 16? It's a very difficult question to answer. Can I say it is certain for him to get well in a day or two? It sounds okay to me. It was great for my parents to both manage to come to the ceremony. It sounds okay. It's unlikely for us to win this time. It sounds okay. It's true for her to not like us. It doesn't sound okay. But why? Well, I can't quite explain, because it's not really about the pattern or meaning. It has something to do with the adjective. Some adjectives go well with item 13, and they're all about possibility, necessity, importance, urgency, frequency, and value judgments. Okay, here they are. What about item 14? We have this personal adjectives, as I said: kind, generous, reasonable, wise, silly, wrong, considerate, for example. For item 16, we have this table. Well, again, possibility, necessity, importance, urgency, frequency, and value judgments. Same as 13. And we can see some adjectives only for 16, some adjectives only for 13, and some adjectives for both. For example, look at this table and you can see a few adjectives and how well they go with these three sentence patterns. For example, you can say it's good for you to help us, it's good of you to help us, it's good that you help us. All three sound good. Likewise, it's wrong of you to say that, it is wrong of you to say that, it is wrong that you should say that. All three sound good, but it is difficult for me to pass the test. 13 is the only one that sounds good. It is common for women to work. Again, 13 is the only one that sounds good. It is kind of you to be here. 14 must be 14. It is brave of you to stand out. Only 14 again. 16 exclusive, where it is true that he is still alive. Or it is obvious that she is lying. So this is the truly tricky part, in my opinion. I don't quite know how to explain this. Maybe there's no explanation at all. There's no single rule or law for you to remember and then you will solve all the problems. No. Instead, it is all about practice, practice, and practice that makes perfect. So keep practicing, read more, write more, listen more, and speak more. And one day it will be all automatic, and then your accuracy will be improving every single day. So good luck.